The top secret of all success is habits, the right habits, or any habit. All habits lead to some sort of an outcome, right? Habits create momentum towards whatever we are trying to manifest. And so if we look at any person that is successful in any field, any trade, or any sort of talent, you will notice that they also have habits that complement that journey to achieving a level of success they plan to achieve, or maybe they exceeded their plan. So my topic today is going to be about this, about the transformation journey and what it takes and the key secret to actually having the success that we want. See, often when we talk about habits, we automatically think about bad habits. But the Ayurvedic way of thinking about things is take the focus away from what's not working towards what will work. So, for example, if you are eating incorrect stuff that's bad for you or imbalancing you, what we focus on is actually start to include things that are good for you, that are beneficial for you. And automatically, naturally, all the negative stuff just falls away. Because, hey, let's see, we only have hunger. And if we are going to fill our hunger with all the stuff that is good for us, there's little to no space left for all the stuff that's not working. And that's a natural process. I'm not saying that it happens quickly, but that is the approach we take towards correct habits. On my personal transformation journey, in areas of my life that I found very difficult to change at certain points, was through developing a habit of, doing things that would help me move towards my goal. Now, many people find it hard to choose the habits for them because it's hard. It's hard to actually pick up a new habit when we've got our time consumed with habits that don't serve us. So for example, if we start our journey on a page of being overweight and we don't know where to start on how to approach it, the first thing most people do is stop eating. Now, that's not really the fundamentals of good nutrition, balancing your body so that you can actually have the good body weight that you are meant to have. So Ayurvedic bodies differ, and so you have the doshas influencing your body shape, your weight, and the way you metabolize food. So going by that principle, say for example you are trying to lose weight and you've got poor eating habits, what we try to change in the person first is the way they look at their own self, right? So now, the habit of most overweight people is to actually wake up and curse themselves, look down on themselves, and there's a lot of mental habits that they have that they haven't really addressed before going on the journey of changing the way they look. The focus is always about the looks instead of what's actually creating this situation in the first place. So, habits, when choosing them, first, we need to be able to look at the actual area of life we're trying to improve or change, and we ask meaningful questions like, okay, so what do I need to do? And what's the best step I can take right now? Right? So what do I need to do, and what's the best step I can take right now? So for, say, going with the overweight issue, being overweight doesn't necessarily mean that you have to cut out foods completely. So what can be a way to look at what's causing the gain of weight is maybe there's a lack of exercise, there's maybe lack of access to good food, or maybe there's a poor budgeting system in place. So perhaps there's lack of education as well, right? So to make this change of losing weight and keeping it off has to be about rewiring the way we are perceiving ourselves and then rewiring the way we are treating ourselves, right? So habits don't necessarily mean that I take a big leap towards the mega change that I want, like starving my body of foods and exercising to death, but also looking at what are my thought process behind what I'm doing currently. Okay. Next example is, suppose you're constantly struggling with finances, right? And the struggle must come from a lack of knowledge, a lack of practice in how you deal with money. And so basically what I learned on my journey is that I was never taught to save. Yes, people told me, save, save, save. But I never developed a habit when I was growing up. So as an adult, as a business owner, I had to teach myself this, and through that acquired knowledge and also reading books and practices that developed a sense of saving, despite thinking that I had no money to save, always thinking that, oh no, I don't earn enough to put away this money. So I kind of developed a habit to educate myself first, and then making myself take one baby step to create a habit to pay attention to this area of my life. And then slowly it became a major habit to put money away no matter what. And that in itself transformed my spending habits, my way of looking at finances, the way I also manage my finances. There's so much to learn in each area of our lives, and each area of our lives require these questions like, what's happening, what's my goal, and what's causing me to not paying attention to this area of my life, right? And what's the best step I can take today about it? So when we want success should be about long-term change, because even though successes are felt immediately sometimes and short-term goals are achieved, we feel a sense of success. Always know true success comes from sustaining success. Successful way of achieving goals is to actually look at what's my long-term vision, right? What's my long-term vision? And then setting the goals accordingly to actually give yourself the sense of success daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. Now, one of the biggest influences in my life in changing my life habits came from a book called High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. I highly recommend checking it out. And about money and about handling money, one of the best books out there for entrepreneurs and just anyone out there is called Profit First by Mike Michalowicz. For health, I am an Ayurveda practitioner, so my recommendation for my clients is to also look at understanding how their own personal unique body constitution works in order to identify what is it actually that's going to serve them in the first place. Most of the times people are unaware of what to do, and that's why they don't take the right actions, and that creates bad habits, right? Or what we call bad habits. So habits can be interpreted as what we are currently doing is due to a lack of knowledge, and when we acquire that knowledge, suddenly we have a shift in perspective to take the right steps, which end up becoming good habits, so habits that serve us. I hope that made sense. I hope it inspires you to examine yourself, your life, and areas of your life that you're experiencing difficulty with, and ask questions, drop a comment, like, share, and subscribe if you found this useful. I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening and watching.